The Penn State side that has rattled off 10 consecutive victories. Alongside Riley West, Michael Wattrang with you for our matchup here today. Both teams have won already today using late surges to get victories. And now these two teams looking to get victories in the nightcap of their Friday twin bills. Riley, what do you expect out of Tennessee in this game after having to come back against App State?
Having played for Coach Weekly, I know she probably told them that those first game jitters are out the way, and now it's time to go dominate, which is their word of the year. Not to win by a small margin, but to keep piling on. And that doesn't mean just by the results to dominate, but also the process. Every single at-bat, you're dominating in every single way that you can.
Sage Margetko is the one that gets the ball in this matchup. Sage 3-0. with a .66 ERA. This is her sixth start of the season, and she will get this Penn State lineup that is riding high on the season at 14-2, winners of 7 consecutive true road games. We're ready to go here on this Friday evening. It's the nightcap of the Tennessee Invitational. Margetko ready to roll, and her first pitch of the day is on the inside corner for a called strike, and here we go. Tennessee and Penn State. Michaela Barbonente is the one that leads off, 319 hitter for the season. And she takes off the plate on this pitch.
Michaela Barbonente leading off. She has that powerful swing, but also creates havoc and is very quick. So you might even see her lay down a bunt. That's why you can see the corners pinch in a bit for Tennessee.
Well, both of these teams took a little while longer than they're used to get into the game. Penn State had scored in the first inning in 8 of its first 15 games of the year until they needed to come back late to pull away from NC Central. Barbonente bounces it on one hop to a pulled-in Rutan, and she gobbles it up and throws out Barbonente for the first out of the ballgame.
Sage Margetko doing a good job of getting ahead and then being able to work the inside corner on Barbonente. Barbonente a little bit around the ball and over on top, but makes for an easy play for Maddie Rutan there at third base.
So now Kaylee Walters, the left-handed hitter, takes strike one. Penn State didn't score until the 4th inning against NC Central. Took a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 6th when they exploded for 5 to win 6-0. 2 hits allowed in that ball game. Walters led off in that game and dribbles it over towards Margetko to her left, underhands to first. And a couple quick outs on the ground from Margetko to bring Allison Oneacre to the plate.
Sage Margetko just rolling another ground ball and then moving her feet as a pitcher. A little PFP action going towards first base makes for the easy toss.
PFP meaning?
Pitcher fielding position. Took me a second. Hey, I wasn't a pitcher, but I would always scream out PFP at the end of practice. Pitcher fielding position.
I thought I was throwing you a softball there, and I guess I stumped. I mean, sometimes it's so easy that it slips your mind a little.
I've said PFP enough times where it did slip my mind of what does it actually mean?
So,
or oftentimes pitcher fielding practice. So at the end of practice, they'll do PFPs is what they call it. But there's a pitcher fielding her position based off pitcher fielding practice.
Strike one to Oneacre, who has just been dominant this year. .413 hitter, 7 homers, 28 driven in for the year. Oneacre takes a strike on the outside corner.
She has had such an impressive start to her freshman year, but Coach Crowell told us that it's because she has this calm, neutral attitude in the box, doesn't get too high and too low.
Fouls that ball off, keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. She's 8th in the country right now in RBIs, 15th in home, 29th in slugging, and 34th in total bases. A top recruit by Extra Inning Softball, having a delightful rookie campaign. 2-2. Drops off the plate low and away. Runs the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That is a nasty pitch by Sage Margetco. That flip change working down in the zone. It's almost unhittable hitting the ground, but you can see 1acre almost trying to go for it. She brings it up just a little bit for a called strike. It's going to freeze some of these batters.
Payoff pitch. 1acre skies it, first base side. The catcher Morrison has to dodge the bat, and the first baseman Clark drops it in fair territory. And that erases what would have been a 1-2-3 opening inning, and I would imagine that'll go in as an error.
This is a tricky ball spinning off the bat of 1acre. And you could see Emma Clark early call the ball, which was the right call because it's easier for her coming in. But that last-minute tail up in the air caused for an error by Emma Clark.
So with 2 outs and 1 on, it brings Brooke Clausewitz to the plate. Hitless with a walk in 3 at-bats against NC Central today.
Nice block there by Elsa Morrison, the freshman. Just keeping it in front, then grabbing it with her bare hand. And then 1acre there at first didn't really attempt to go at all, so she was able to stay in control behind the plate.
2 balls and a strike to count. Tennessee winners of its first 15 games of the season. Penn State winners of 14 of its first 16. This is the second time these teams have ever met. The 2-1 fouled off. The only other meeting came back in 2017 at North Carolina in Chapel Hill. It was a 9-1 Tennessee win in 5 innings when the Lady Vols were ranked number 2 in the country and now sitting at number 1 in the nation. The 2-2. On the outside corner, strike 3 call. Clausewitz down looking, and Tennessee works around that error in the inning, but a great pitch from Margetco.
Margetco just using this outside corner. Throughout this at-bat, she went up, down, and out, and then just gets Clausewitz to freeze on that pitch going into the bottom of the first.
Number 1 Tennessee at home for the first time in 2026, taking on Penn State here this evening in Game 2 of a doubleheader. Michael Watring, Riley West, and our team with you here in Knoxville on SEC Network. So great to have you with us. And Riley, it is the right-hander, Abigail Britton, who was one of the best relievers last year in the Big Ten, getting the start in this matchup. First pitch swinging, Sophia Knight lofts it to left. Hannock is there, makes the catch, quickly 1 away.
Abigail Britton just doing a great job to get Sophia Knight early in the count to go for this pitch. She usually works horizontally left to right, mid to lower 60s. And this is already a different Tennessee offense than you saw last game with that first pitch swing. Last game, they struggled early on of taking a lot of those first pitch strikes that were given to them.
Gabby Leach now stands in, and she swings and misses. Leach, 2 walks and 4 trips to the plate in the first game today that Tennessee trailed App State until the 5th. And then they would score 6 runs in the 5th inning. 3 more in the 6th to walk it off.
You mentioned, Michael, that Britton was in a relief role a lot last year, but coming into the Tennessee Invitational Tournament, Coach Crowell told us that this is going to be a pitch by staff, pitch by committee, and we're not going to see one pitcher go the entire distance. It's going to be a multitude of pitchers.
Nobody had thrown more than 25 innings to date this season. They have 5 different arms that they can rely on at any point in time, and they do that very well off to this 14-2 start to the year. Leach takes off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Britton, a former Maryland Gatorade Player of the Year, was a 2-time state champion in LaVale, Maryland, and now the sophomore ready to go.
A nice off speed right there. You could tell Gabby Leach was not on time for that pitch, and if she continues to work that in, that's how you are successful against elite teams, is being able to mix a lot of speeds as well as getting ahead early in the count.
2-2 pitch, misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tennessee was very patient in our first game today. They drew 3 walks in that 6-run 5th inning. Overall, they drew 6 of them in the game. Payoff pitch. Leach laces it back up the box, off of the glove of the shortstop Walters, and into center field for a base hit.
Gabby Leach with that 2-strike swing, she didn't really use her rotational forces in her hips that much. She used her barrel and stayed on plane as long as possible from that outside corner to drive it up the middle. Really impressive with 2 strikes. A lot of times you want to protect, but to be able to stay on the ball, she's a great swing path.
So here's Elsa Morrison. What a day it was in game 1. 4 RBIs, including the game-breaking bases-clearing double in the 6-run 5th.
Seems like Elsa Morrison has learned early that to beat elite pitchers, you have to attack early. A lot of her hits came early in the count last game.
1-strike pitch. She takes a swing, misses, and the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Well, the sun pretty much is set here in Knoxville, with the exception of a couple slivers by the outfield wall and in the right field seats. Here's the 0-2. This is off the plate. Morrison now with 16 RBIs for the season. That is the 2nd most amongst the starting lineup today. From 0-2 to 2-2. Here's the pitch. Morrison bounces it off of the plate and then off of her backside. And they count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Morrison doing a good job of fouling off balls after she's gotten late into this count.
And the break even. Morrison check swing floater into the seats first base side. Well, Karen Weekly told us when we spoke with her that it's a group that, yes, #1 in the nation, yes, a team that has those lofty expectations, but still a group that is very process driven. And in a game like this against Penn State, their strike 3 called on the outside corner. It'll be a game that tests you yet again, and this has been a good test here on this Friday.
Abigail Britton working horizontally throughout this count, goes up, gets a foul ball from Elsa Morrison. Elsa's looking at that up part of the zone, and then she goes right back to that outside corner with the curve ball. She's so effective because she's able to hit different zones.
Ella Dodge swings and misses on a breaking ball.
And even more effective when she's able to work in that off speed as well as hitting those spots in different zones.
Pitching today has been good against this Tennessee lineup. The 0-1. Dodge a hit and a bases loaded walk in our first game today. Fouls that ball back, 1-2.
Michael, you mentioned the pitching has been good against this Tennessee lineup, but Coach Crowell coming into this weekend said her pitching has to be good. They have to be able to find a way to limit Tennessee to 3 runs or less to be successful against them.
It's such a good hitting team last year. The pitching didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Dodge takes high. And, of course, an injury to Namath, who was a star in her first season. 2-2. Off the end of the bat, it rolls towards the shortstop, Walter. She catches it, and that's how the inning comes to an end. So Tennessee gets the 1-out single from Leach, but that is all they get. We're scoreless through 1 here in Knoxville between Tennessee and Penn State. Number 1, Tennessee and Penn State scoreless through the opening inning of play. And here in Knoxville, we have a number 1 ranked Tennessee team. And you take a look at the top 10, Florida is also undefeated. They have the most wins in the country. And the challenges that you see both of these teams will have to go through in both the Big Ten and the SEC. Anybody stand out that you think that can make a run there of the top 10 so far?
I mean, Tennessee obviously undefeated, but it's because their pitching staff has this depth. They almost in a way have 3 number 1s, and Coach Weekly told us that it's a good problem to have. Depends on what lineup they're going to face and what pitcher they're deciding for that day, but they can really go to anyone. They definitely want to see every pitcher in all roles, meaning starting, coming in, or relief, and something that she wants to see this weekend if she can do.
Yeah, one thing that a lot of the coaches have told us is that this is no longer a sport where you can rely on one pitcher exclusively all weekend long. If you're going to face teams in 3-game series, once you get to regionals, once you get to super regionals, it's going to require a couple different arms and a couple different looks.
Absolutely. Hitting has evolved. The tools, the information, the scouting reports. So yes, absolutely, you do need multiple pitchers. And you can see it from both Penn State side and Tennessee side. They go to multiple pitchers throughout games and weekends.
They do appeal down to first, and indeed, strike 3. Unable to hold off on that one was Finarelli. Back-to-back strikeouts.
A little bit of confusion there on the field. Emma Clark at first base looked at the umpire quite a few times, but Sage Margetko just getting ahead and then throwing a ball to entice a check swing. I don't think many people on the field at that point knew if she went around.
Margetko delivers, and Lido bounces it back to the pitcher. And Margetko working quickly and efficiently so far in this game to retire 5.
Another PFP by Sage Margetko, and this time pitcher fielding practice. Just another ball off the end of the bat. Sage Margetko just moving her feet, being athletic, doing it all herself.
So with 2 outs, it's Madison Seidel's turn. 227 hitter for the season. Takes the pitch low. Well, Erin Newer was good in game 1. Maybe not to the standard that she had established that was so lofty, but she fell behind a lot. Margetko is doing a much better job locating the zone early in counts.
When a pitcher gets ahead, they're able to go to any tool in their box. They're able to keep the at-bat in their hands, work at their own pace, and that's something that you saw Aaron Newer struggle with in Game 1 earlier today.
How much of that rhythm can be helped by a catcher, though?
Exactly. Having been a catcher, you want to keep your pitcher in the same pace, the same rhythm, the same flow, just so they're able to get the pitch and then go for it and nothing else.
3-2. Seidel swings and misses on that. Margetko takes a look at the wristband. In rhythm here. 23 strikeouts in her last 2 outings. 2 in this one. Make it 3. Strike 3 called from Margetko. And that's how the inning comes to a close. A dominant second inning by the right-hander.
Sage Margetko just freezing yet another batter. Her spin rate is so high, and she's hitting those spots early in the count and then getting them to freeze later.
Tennessee's bats come to the plate in the bottom of the second inning in what is beginning as a pitcher's duel. Sage Margetko has retired 6 of the first 7. Without an error, it would be flawless so far from her. Meanwhile, 1 hit from Tennessee in the first, but Abigail Britton back to work here against Taylin Holly, designated player, the rookie left-handed hitter. Takes ball 1. Clarissa Crowell spoke very highly of this Tennessee group, just how talented the Lady Vols are, particularly in the circle. But they see plenty of talent in the Big Ten, and for a team that has not played at home this season, that is going back and forth on all their travels, this is as good of a tune-up as you're going to get as you get ready for conference play.
You said it best, and this is what coaches want to do right before conference play. Play tough opponents to prepare them. If they play these tough opponents now when they're competing for that championship later in the season, they've already been through adversity that has challenged them, and they know how to overcome it.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. The conference season doesn't begin until March 13th for Penn State. They have one more road trip after this one, playing in the Hokie Invite against the likes of Virginia Tech, Radford, Boston College, James Madison, before they get ready to go to Oregon State for a non-conference tune-up, and then Oregon. They get Nebraska at home this season, and they don't have to play UCLA during the regular year either, so that helps. 3-2, swing and a miss. Britton battles back, gets the punch out, her second.
Britton was so effective this at-bat because she set Tay Hawley up with the changeup, and then when she came with that fastball on the outside corner, Tay Hawley was late on it. So Britton, when she's able to spot that off speed and that changeup, it makes her fastball seem much faster.
Mixing speeds has been the name of the game for Britton so far, and she deals with Emma Clark. It's the start at first base in our nightcap. Swings and misses on that opening offering. Had a single to lead off the 6th inning that Tennessee was able to get the walk-off winner. One strike pitch. Clark takes up in the zone.
Even though Britton is not getting as many swings and misses on her up pitch, it's changing the eye level of the batter, and it works as effective velocity. So an up pitch is always going to feel faster for the batter than a pitch down.
How do you stay balanced as a hitter in that situation?
For me personally, I have to set my eyes to a certain zone. So I know she's going up to change my eye level, and as soon as I see it up a little bit in the zone, no way I'm looking for it, no way I'm going for it. I'm setting my eyes right at that belt high area.
Just like that, laying off a high pitch. Here's the 2-2 from Britton. Clark swings and misses. That pitch goes down and away. That is 3 strikeouts of the last 4 batters.
That off speed is getting nastier and nastier throughout the game, and she's working it lower, especially to Emma Clark. She set her up with it early in the count, knew that she was going to swing at it, then brought that fastball and came right back to it, working down in the zone. Even if Emma Clark was to put a bat on the ball, there's no way she's getting it far off the ground.
So with the first 2 retired, Alana Leach digs in and promptly takes strike 1. Britton's 1 strike offering.
If I'm Tennessee right now, I might think about sitting a speed because she's throwing a lot of changeups and then a lot of fastballs. So if you get in the box and you look for something, almost guaranteed you're going to get one of the other. If you try and hit both right now, your timing is going to be off.
Something that Cameron Fisher did very well against Tennessee in our first game today for App State. Dealt with some deep counts in that one and was able to work out jams consistently. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 off speed that time.
And Britton's making it even harder for them because she's starting off with throwing this off speed for a strike. So they're forced to swing at it later in the zone, later in the count, thinking that it potentially could be a strike as well.
Break even from Britton. High. Well, Britton had thrown the 2nd fewest innings of anybody on the staff to this point in the year. Payoff pitch fouled off, but she is very much looking the part so far in this one. Known as a strike thrower, 15 strikeouts, just 4 walks for the year. (3-2). Rolled up the first baseline foul.
Alana Leach down there asking the umpire if that would be called a strike, just getting more information as the game goes on. If she knows she can leave that pitch go, then she can focus more on that fastball.
Another 3-2. This time it's a swing and miss. And how about Abigail Britton striking out the side in the 2nd?
Abigail Britton, have yourself a start to the game. Using effective speeds with that changeup and that fastball. This time gets Alana Leach with that fastball and hard on the outside corner, spots it well, fired up, has all the momentum going into the bottom of the 2nd.
Scoreless through 2. We go to the 3rd. Penn State to the dish when we return. Both pitchers are dialed in right now. Britton just struck out the side in the bottom of the second inning, and Margetko struck out 2 of 3 that she saw in the second. And it's Bonner leading things off. 256 hitter for the season for Penn State. First pitch swinging for strike 1. Well, the one thing that we can say about both of these pitchers, regardless of outcome, is they are coming right after these 2 hitters.
They are working efficiently, getting ahead, being able to use their stuff. And that's when the game is most fun as a pitcher. When you're able to go to those pitcher's pitches, those strikeout pitches, those funky pitches that you work so hard on. And when you work early in the count, you're able to go to them later in the count.
Bonner fouls this one off. Had an RBI double, a part of that 5-run 6th inning against North Carolina Central earlier today. And a Penn State team that is looking for a 3rd win against a #1 ranked team over the last 2 decades plus. The last time they beat a #1 team, you have to go back to 2006. It was in Florida, in Gainesville, against #1 ranked Michigan. They won 1-0. Pitchers duel that night, maybe one brewing here as well. The 2-2. Bonner swings and misses, dropped by Morrison, picks it up, tosses it to Clark at first to complete the strikeout. 4th for Margetko.
Sage Margetko going to that pitcher's pitch, that off-speed down in the zone. Then Elsa Morrison just being smart to set her feet and then throw. Started to kind of run after the batter, but Sage Margetko just feels like the game is completely in her hands at this point.
Brianna Hannock pops it. Shortstop. Thaw onto the grass. Catches it.
Another good pitch for Sage Margetko. She is able to throw an off-speed pitch of almost all the pitches in her toolbox. So you might feel like you're on time and you're seeing it come in at the same level that you've seen a previous pitch, but that one was off the end of the bat of the batter, so therefore you could tell it was an off-speed pitch, not on the same timing.
Both of these pitchers doing so well early. It is now 6 in a row retired by Margetko. And she deals with the top of the order in Michaela Barbonente, who takes strike 1. Barbonente wants to sit in our chairs one day, or at the very least have a microphone down on the field. Has done some work at Penn State already. Stays high here, 1-1. Also interned at the Big Ten. So just like you, could perhaps turn in the bat and the cleats for a headset and a microphone.
Absolutely. Coach Carroll spoke so highly of her. She didn't even say she might be in these shoes. She said that she will be in these shoes one day.
2 balls and a strike. Barbonente, 319 overall hitter for the season, sets the stage for this Penn State group that has won games in every way possible. They've had run rule wins, comeback wins, extra innings, walk-offs. It is a well-balanced machine right now, having the best start to the year under Clarissa Crowell. And a 3-1 pitch. Barbonente checks her swing. It's a called strike on the outside corner. And the count is full at 3-2.
Michael, you mentioned this being a well-balanced team, and that's one thing Coach Crowell pointed out to us is last year they were all offense. The year before they were all pitching, and she feels this is the most balanced team she has had.
3-2. Bounces up there. Barbonente is aboard on the first free pass given up by Margetko so far.
What an at-bat by Barbonente there. Taking those borderline pitches and then finishing it off with taking that pitch that Sage Margetko has gotten a lot of strikeouts on that, down in the zone, bouncing to catcher Elsa Morrison. But she worked just about every pitch to Barbonente, and Barbonente, that was a great at-bat.
Never looked nervous in there. Controlled that at bat. And now the left-handed hitting Walters bounces it on one hop to Margetko, and for the third time today, the pitcher fields her spot, and that is how the inning comes to a close. Margetko has been able to work around every jam that she's been in. One through an error, this through a walk, and groundouts, the name of the game for Margetko. We're scoreless through 2.5 in Knoxville. Abigail Britton has retired the last 5 batters she's faced. She's only given up the 1 hit, a 1-out single to Gabby Leach in the first. And on a beautiful night on Rocky Top, it is Tennessee and Penn State colliding for the second time. And we're scoreless as the Lady Vols come to the plate in the bottom of the third. Michael Watchering, Riley West, and our team with you. Great to have you with us. And the first pitch to the right-handed swinging Rutan is off of Britton, skips over towards second, and Rutan has herself an infield single.
Rutan just taking a pitch right over the plate and sending it right back up the middle. She attacked early, and that's how you have your most success as a hitter, is attacking that first strike that comes your way. Before this inning, you saw Coach Craig Snyder gather the entire team together, and you could tell he was giving them a plan to go and attack, and Maddie Rutan just immediately listens to what Coach Craig Snyder was probably telling the team and executes.
Bella Faw stands in. She squares the bunt and gets one down. Picked up by the first baseman, Finarelli. She slaps the tag on Faw. And Karen Weekly wanted to see better bunts, and she gets it from the 9-hole batting junior shortstop.
Bella Faw just doing her job as the 9-hole. Coach Weekly told us that every single player on this team knows their role and knows their job. And Bella Faw's role is to turn the lineup over to get back to the top here with Sophia Knight.
Sophia Knight 0 for 3 today with 2 walks and bounces this towards short. Walters picks it up, throws to first, and it's just in time by a half a step to get Knight. Over to third base goes Rutan.
Even though that hit was right towards Walters there at shortstop, it made for a close play because of the speed of Sophia Knight. Walters had to field that cleanly, but Britton giving her a good pitch to work with to put it in play and then have her defense help her out.
Gabby Leach has a single so far in this game. Britton's first offering is right down the middle for a strike. One of the 4 Leaches to play in Tennessee.
If your last name is Leach, you're coming to play as a Tennessee Lady Volunteer. I've had the privilege of playing with all 4 of them at different times. Aubrey Leach professionally, and then the younger 3 here at Tennessee.
It's almost like it's preordained that if you're a Leach, you play softball, and then you go to Tennessee.
Exactly.
2 balls and a strike to Gabby. This is outside, now 3-1. Game's potential first run stands at third base. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
It's consistent throughout the entire Tennessee lineup of they have a swing and a miss on a pitch that's probably borderline. They turn and they ask the umpire if it's a strike or a ball.
Leach just takes outside for ball 4, and Clarissa Crowell is not happy over at first base. Thought that was strike 3.
Once again, a borderline, but I don't think that take happens unless Leach, the pitch before, doesn't ask the umpire strike or ball. You could see him shake his head, so therefore that next pitch that's on that borderline spot outside corner, Gabby Leach then takes and gets on base.
Clarissa Crowell is going to go out to the circle here as well. She is the pitching coach, the lead pitching coach, let's call it, but as the head coach, obviously other responsibilities. Alexis Gallagher in her 5th season is also the pitching coach. She spends the majority of the time in the bullpen, but all the official decisions go through the leader in her 6th season. Clarissa Crowell did a great job at Miami, Ohio, and Oxford. Took over that program, immediately put them into regional contention. And now she comes here to Knoxville for this one, and she said that she was here back in 2011. She was an assistant at Oklahoma State. They won a regional against Tennessee. It was a crazy walk-off. It was one of the upstarts of that year, so she was happy to come back to Knoxville with a good memory, although most people typically don't have good memories of playing here at Sherry Parker Lee Stadium. So with runners at the corners, here's Elsa Morrison. Takes the first pitch, strike.
Coach Crowell also mentioned the relationship that she has with first base coach Stephanie Sanders over there, so I'm sure they're communicating throughout this game, but they coached together previously, and just another added reason of why she's excited to come back to Knoxville for this weekend.
Counts at a ball and a strike here to Elsa Morrison. Struck out in the first. Britton trying to work out of a jam here in the third. Here's her 1-1. That's there for a strike. Gabby Leach takes off and swipes second. Tennessee is so good at that right there. Getting the extra base with 2 outs, and a lot of times turning in what could be just maybe 1 run into a bonus second run in those situations.
Coach Weekly in practice said that this year everything's about competition, whether that's runners get points for taking extra bases or batters get points for discipline at bats, but you can see that here tonight with their base running, getting that extra base. They've worked on that in practice.
Just as our first game today between Tennessee and App State felt like it was a little bit of a regional atmosphere, things magnified here in the third. Morrison swings and misses, held on to by the catcher Seidel, and that is strike 3 to end the inning, and Britton has 5 punch-outs.
Britton bared down when she needed it most, going back to that off-speed that she's relied on all game, getting Elsa Morrison to swing early and over on top of it. Britton stuff is working tonight.
We're scoreless through 3 here in Knoxville. Number 1 Tennessee and Penn State. The Tennessee Invitational has been a slow burn so far. Teams taking until the later innings to get their offense cranking, and that's been the case here in the nightcap between #1 Tennessee and Penn State. Scoreless through 3. Sage Margetko back to work, and her first pitch of the inning is in there for a strike against Allison Oneacre, who reached on a dropped pop-up by the first baseman Clark in her lone trip, but having just a dominant rookie season.
Coach Corral told us she's having a dominant season because off the field and on the field, she's more of an introvert. And oftentimes that works in softball because you never get too high, never get too low. Your failures and your success don't make you get too high or low.
Yeah, she said that she plays at such a high level on the field because she is even-keeled. She's one of our best defensive players, can play third base, can play second base, depending on what we need against the opponent. And for a freshman, the future is bright. Fouls this one off, 2-2. Also a business major, of course, Penn State with a great business school. And Clarissa Crowell knows that she will be successful in anything that she does based off of that attitude that she has. Break even. Lays back on that breaking ball, and it's now 3-2. Margetko has walked 1, has struck out 4. A 3-2. Oneacre launches this to left field. It clears everything. The rookie sensation, Allison Oneacre's 8th homer of the year, puts Penn State in front of #1, 1-0.
Allison Oneacre, just wow. That swing started with her bottom half. It almost looks like I could see her entire hip before the pitch is in the box, and then she just stays on it. Absolutely destroys this pitch left over the plate. But that was a phenomenal at-bat through and through. She took that changeup down in the count, waited for Sage Margetko to have to give her something up later in the count. Wow, that swing was so powerful.
Oneacre gets her money's worth with that one, and now Clausewitz to the shortstop fall. That is routine for the shortstop. Well, how about the formula it's been for Tennessee opponents? A 3-2 pitch from McLean in game 1 today. A leadoff home run in the first inning to make it 1-0. And now here in the 4th inning, 3-2 pitch to lead off the frame. And Oneacre launches a home run against a Tennessee pitching staff that has still not given up multiple runs in any game this year.
It's really impressive from the hitter's perspective going against this Tennessee staff, because getting to that 3-2 count, battling pitches off, they all have a variety of pitches they can go to. And then once they get that pitch, putting a perfect swing on that pitch is really, really impressive.
Margetko had been nearly flawless until that point. Hadn't given up a hit and hadn't allowed a ball to leave the infield until the home run from Oneacre.
And that's probably what Elsa Morrison is talking to Sage Margetko about right now of, you are fine. You have been working well throughout this game. One mistake, our team will get it back. You have to score to win anyways. And then just giving her that breather to be able to come back for the next pitch.
Well, for the first time all season, Tennessee trailed after 4 innings in our first game today. And they find themselves once again in a hole. Finarelli takes strike 2, 1-2. Check swing, ball bounces away, picked up by Morrison, throws to first. Athleticism from the rookie who started at short in game 1, showcases it there to complete the strikeout.
Elsa Morrison just with amazing hustle right now. Ball gets away, she tried to block it, and then just to pick it up bare hand and make that throw to Emma Clark. Very impressive from the freshman, just the heads-up play, especially bare-handing a ball when you know you don't have much time to get it to first.
That could have spelled trouble for this Tennessee side. Marchenko calls for time and resets here against Natalie Lido. Bouncer back to the mound. Her only time up, and check swing fouls this ball back.
That down pitch that's bouncing before it gets to catcher Elsa Morrison by Sage Margetko is one of her best pitches of the night, and it's not even in the zone, so you can tell just how enticing that is coming in for the batters.
Off-speed pitch, again, finds the knees for strike 2.
And that's what makes it so tough to lay off the ball that bounces, because that one can clip the knee and be called for a strike.
Margetko's 0-2. Just missed outside. Another 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and a good bounce back by Margetko. But the home run from One-Acre has Penn State out in front 1-0.
Sage Margetko setting this pitch up with those down off speed, so therefore batter Natalie Lido is behind when that fastball in the outside corner comes in.
Tennessee trails by a run. They try to answer in the bottom of the 4th with the heart of the lineup coming up.
A single gets down a 1, $15 gift card. A double gets her 2, and so on. Lady Ball Nation, let's cheer on the Lady Ballers this inning and our contestant, Donna Wick, as they run go home a big winner, courtesy of Justice Light Station.
Allison One-Acre's solo home run in the 4th has broken a scoreless tie here in Rocky Top. And it'll be Tennessee's heart of the lineup now against Abigail Britton. Ella Dodge leads off, and she takes strike 1 on the outer edge. Dodge lined out to the shortstop, her lone at bat. And here we are again, very similar tale to game number 1 for Tennessee against App State. Taking a little while to get the offense rolling along. Why has Britton been so effective?
She's working that changeup in every count. Oftentimes she's starting batters with it, so therefore later in the count they're either off timing or forced to swing at it. And then when she comes in with that fastball, she's hitting spots. So every pitch feels like a different speed because of those effective velocity zones.
Here's the 1-2. High to Dodge, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Britton with 5 strikeouts already. Her career high is 7. Two. Dodge lays off. 3-2. Here's the payoff. Misses low and outside. Dodge is a leadoff base runner for Tennessee for a 2nd consecutive inning.
Ella Dodge is one of those leaders on the Tennessee team, and I said it earlier in game 1, but she's leading by example, which oftentimes is the best kind of leadership in close ball games. Just being very disciplined at the plate, knowing what she wants, looking for it, and when she doesn't get it, she doesn't swing out of her shoes or swing at a ball just to get the barrel on it.
Has 8 stolen bases this year, and Taylon Holly steps in and takes the first pitch ball. The 1-0. Hit sharply out towards short. Walters picks it up, underhands to second, and that is the only out that they're going to get. 6-4 put out at second. Fielder's choice. Holly replaces Dodge at first base.
If you're Britton, you're saying thank you right now to Tay Holly because she worked that off speed and Tay Holly went for it, didn't barrel it up too hard, almost off the end of her bat, made for a slow roller to Walters there, able to get the lead out. And then Ella Dodge sliding in, she slid head first, which oftentimes you want to slide feet first, you get more speed going into the base. I think if she slid feet first, it might have been a closer play. It almost felt like she slowed down going hands first.
Clark has been one of the 5 strikeout victims so far in the game. Britton pitches and gets it in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tennessee trying to get their offense cooking. They were able to do so late against Appalachian State. The 1-1. This is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Pretty good crowd here for this one. The jackets and hoodies have made their appearances after it was a pleasant start to the day with the sun out. 2-1. Fouled off into the netting first base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That pitch was on the upper part of the zone, and also Tay Holly at first base was on the move. So I almost wonder if that was a hit and run. Coach Weekly said that they have a lot of tools that they can go to and a lot more situational hitting, adding in more of the bunt rather than relying on one strategy like they have in previous years. So I do wonder if that was a hit and run on.
Swing and a miss. Clark chases this pitch up in the zone. That is 6 strikeouts. Already a season high for Britton.
Britton getting one of her first strikeouts with the ball up in the zone. She has been heavily reliant on that changeup and then working on the horizontal plane. But now if she adds that to her toolbox, that up pitch for a swing and a miss, she's going to be really hard to beat today.
Alana Leach stands in with 2 outs. Well, there's a leadoff walk to begin this inning, a fielder's choice and a strikeout. And Tennessee trying to utilize some of those tools in the toolbox. Leach hits it back to the mound. It eats up the pitcher, Britton, and nobody picks it up until it squirts over towards 1 acre. That'll be an infield single, and Tennessee has 2 aboard with 2 outs in the 4th.
One thing that never fails in softball is putting pressure on the defense, and that's what Alana Leach does. She doesn't hit it too hard, but right back at the pitcher, bounces right off of her. Pressure on the defense with a little bit of speed creates some chaos.
2 of Tennessee's 3 hits in this game have ricocheted off of Britton. 1 came from Rutan, who's at the plate. And she takes a first pitch ball just low. Rutan hits in each of her last 2 at-bats. Britton's 1-0. Rutan fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike. The lone senior in this starting lineup for Karen Weekly. Britton's 1-1. Rutan lays off 2 balls and a strike.
Michael, you mentioned Rutan being one of the lone seniors in this lineup. And we talked to Coach Weekly about that, and she said that having a young team almost makes for this eager mind, eager to attack. But she also said being young is not an excuse for why you aren't playing and competing.
Yeah, she said that when I was playing, I didn't want me being a freshman to be an excuse for why I didn't play well or why I didn't play at all. So she imparts that onto this young group. Britton's 3-1. Rutan takes a strike. Count goes full. Runners will be off and going on this next pitch with 2 outs. And the #1 ranked team in the country in every poll with 6 wins against the top 25 this year. Scoreless so far. Britton unloads the payoff. Rutan takes off the outer half. Ball 4. bases are loaded for Tennessee, and Bella Faw's spot coming up.
That was a risky take by Rutan. I almost thought she was going to get rung up, but she fouled off pitches. She worked the count, and then Britton just one ball off misses that pitch.
Well, it looks like Karen Weekly has the scorecard out and is going to make an adjustment here to her lineup. I'd imagine it would be Mackenzie Butts. And indeed it will be, and Clarissa Crowell will go out to the circle as well for a quick huddle. And a quick scouting report here to go with Butt, who we talked about in game number 1. Pinch hitting is very difficult to do, but that has been something that she has excelled in so far this season.
Coach Weekly told us that she thinks pinch hitting is the hardest thing to do in sports in general. To come in not having seen this pitcher before, expect to put a barrel on the ball, as well as she hasn't hit a ball or seen a pitch come since warm-up, so hours ago. But Mackenzie Butt does it so well, and that's because she lets go. She's not afraid of the result that's going to come. That's when you're most successful as a batter.
Butt struck out twice against Appalachian State earlier today. And bats with a bases loaded. Britton starts her with a first pitch strike.
And on the other hand, if you're Britton, you know the position that a pinch hitter's in. They haven't seen you. They're cold coming off the bench. Exactly what she did. You have to go at them and attack and get ahead.
Here's the one strike offering. Button takes off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Much as we talked about in game number 1, here we are in game number 2. Critical situations for both batter and pitcher, getting ready for the conference season. Takes strike 2, and Britton has been hanging on the outer half in this at bat.
You have to give credit to Siddell back there behind the plate. She is working from outside in, working everything back to the plate. And some of these pitches look like balls or borderline, and she's getting them called for strikes for her pitcher, Britton.
But bounces this, third base side, picked up by the freshman. 1 acre, tosses across the diamond to get the out, end the inning, and extinguish the flames. Tennessee leaves the bases loaded in the 4th. And Penn State leads the #1 team in the nation, looking for its first win over #1 in 2 decades. It's 1-0 going to the 5th.
That means that Donna Wicker is going home with one $15 gift card courtesy of Justice Fried Chicken. Donna heads to the fan table now to claim the prize. Want to win Justice Chicken too? Make sure you remember your chicken. If Justice winning is at a Penn game.
A game with all the feel of an NCAA regional right now. #1 Tennessee trails Penn State 1-0. Lady Vols just left the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th. To the 5th we go. Michael Watring, Riley West, and our team with you here on the SEC Network. Great to have you with us. If you're just joining us, Riley, how would you describe how this game has gone so far?
I would say a pitcher's duel through and through. Both pitchers, Sage Margetco and Abigail Britton for Penn State, have worked the count, have gotten ahead early, and it's just come down to one mistake by Sage Margetco earlier in this game.
Madison Seidel at the plate, quickly in an 0-2 hole. Marjetko has been very good so far. Has not thrown more than 15 pitches in any of the last 3 after an exhausting first. That was aided by an error. Both pitchers have been very, very good so far on the top of their games. Seidel lays off of a high one, 2-2.
I think this is the night of the off speed. Even the off speed that bounces in the dirt before getting to the catcher. Both pitchers have had success with that and starting having success because they're getting ahead of the count early.
Swing and a miss. Morrison will throw it down to first, but it doesn't matter because it's a strikeout and it's the 7th for Marjetko.
Just as we talked about, Sage Marjetko working that off speed, but this time working it on the outside corner, which makes it that much harder to get a barrel on the ball.
Well, Marjetko is firing up the strikeouts. Had a no-hitter against Southern Illinois 5 days ago. And now she has 29 strikeouts in her last 16 1/3 innings. But the 1-run, Allison One-Acre payoff pitch, homer to lead off the 4th is the difference. 2 balls and no strikes. Hasn't been often either of these two teams have seen a pitcher fall behind. Bonner swings and misses. She has struck out in this game.
That swing from Bonner almost looked like a guess, like it's 2-0, it's a strike is coming. She just looks up, uses her eyes, trusts her eyes. This could have been a 4-pitch walk right here.
Instead, 3 balls and a strike. Marjetko turns it loose. Gets a strike there. Three-two. On the inside corner. Strike 3 called. It freezes Bonner. 8 punch-outs for Marjetko.
Sage Marjetko fired up after this strikeout, and I would be too because she was coming from behind, able to spot that on the inside corner. Nice and tight. Elsa Morrison doing a great job of framing it and freezing Bonner.
4 straight strikeouts for Marjetko. The 9-hole batting, Brianna Hannock takes strike 1. Penn State, a run on just a base hit in the game. No runs, 3 hits, but 6 left on base for Tennessee. That one nearly broke the ankles of Hannock, and it's 2 strikes and nothing.
That pitch is filthy coming in. You can see with the takes of Penn State that it almost freezes them, buckles them at the knees.
A 2-strike offering is a bouncer back up the box. So the shortstop Thaw throws to first. And it's a 1-2-3 inning and 6 consecutive retired from Marjetko. 4.5 in the books. Tennessee's bats are silent. This is when they broke out against App State. Will it happen here against Penn State? Find out when we come back.
Everybody sing it loud and proud. It's 1 and 2 and 3.
Abigail Britton had one of the best outings of her career. 4 scoreless innings, 6 strikeouts, a season high, 1 off of her career high. And her day is done at 77 pitches. Known for her relief work, gets the start and works 4 strong. And now hands the ball over to Brevin Kelapouris, the rookie from Kansas. Stands in, and left-hander pitches to Sophia Knight, and she takes ball 1 up and away. Kelapouris has not allowed a run in the last 14 innings. It's been since February 7th, the last time she conceded a run, and has a 1-0 margin to work with. Micah Watring, Riley West, and the rest of our team enjoying this one on a Friday evening in Knoxville, and it has been a fun one to watch. And now with a change in the circle, will Tennessee's bats catch fire? Knight bunts it perfectly. First base side, Kelapouris picks, throws, not in time.
Sophia Knight's job is to look at the field, pick a hole, and put the ball there. And she does just that with the left-handed pitcher coming into the game, putting a bunt towards first baseline. This makes the play virtually impossible for a left-handed pitcher to come field the ball and turn her body around and make that play.
Now here comes Gabby Leach. Has been on base twice, a single and a walk so far on the day. Well, you notice something between innings. Different people have addressed Tennessee's team throughout, most recently now becoming players. What are you noticing, and what do you remember about your time?
First couple innings, it was Coach Craig Snyder, hitting coach, talking to the team in the group. Next few innings, it was Coach Weekly, and in this last inning, it was previously a player-led meeting. So from experience, having played for Coach Weekly, once the coach doesn't get you riled up and able to score a run, it becomes player-led, and you respond better to when it's your teammate telling you how to execute a game plan sometimes than maybe if your coaches do.
That is what Karen Weekly mentioned about last week, that sometimes the player, sometimes his leadership is what can ultimately swing things. As much as a coach, I think, sometimes wants to feel like their message is the most important, when another player pokes you and says, hey, we got to get things going, that is something that sometimes carries a little more weight.
Absolutely, and I've been there before. On the best teams that I've played on, it's been player-led. It's when your players next to your right and left, they say something to you, you respond a little bit differently because ultimately you're on the field playing for them and playing with them.
I think there's a discussion right now on who exactly called time and who granted it. Karen Weekly chatted with Gabby Leach. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Bottom of the 5th inning. Tennessee trailed 1-0 against Appalachian State. Then they broke out for 6 with 2 outs in game 1 today. 2-0. Leach chops at third base side. It's past 1 acre to the shortstop Walters. Her throw to second is not in time. Everybody's safe. And the fans here in Knoxville starting to fire up.
If you're Tennessee, this is exactly the position you want to be on, getting your first 2 runners on base. Gabby Leach just going to the slap, just tapping it, almost 5-6 hole, makes it for a hard play for Walters. She tries to go for the lead out, but with the speed of Sophia Knight, she doesn't have a chance. I mentioned it earlier, speed mixed with some pressure on the defense ends up with some chaos happening on the bases.
Morrison now digs in and bunts the first pitch foul back into the netting. Morrison has struck out twice in this game after she had 3 doubles, including the walk-off RBI double in game number 1.
And that's why I think she's going to the bunt on this. Coach Weekly knows she hasn't seen the ball as well this game, so just wants to move them over any way they can.
Well, a nice contingent of fans. Penn State fans here in attendance as well. Another important moment in this game. Nobody out, 2 on. Morrison squares and bunts another ball in the air, foul, this time over the screen.
This is one of the departments of Tennessee where Coach Weekly said they have to get better at bunting. They worked on it all week. Elsa Morrison is a power hitter, so she probably hasn't bunted as much in her career, but definitely something that she needs to get down.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Morrison grew up not too far away from here. Went to high school at Farragut. Living out a dream playing in Knoxville. Morrison slashes a ball foul very late on that. Nearly missed her bat completely, but catches the inner half and whips off the netting first base side.
Sometimes that's all it takes, is putting the barrel on the ball any way you can, even if it goes foul, just giving yourself another chance to get a ball over the plate that you can drive.
2-2. Morrison floats it left center field, sinking in a hurry. It's down for a base hit. A bobble from Hannock, but everybody stops. Bases are loaded with nobody out in the fifth.
It doesn't always have to be a gap shot from Elsa Morrison to get the job done. She gets jammed on an inside pitch and then just muscles it out into the gap, falls in. But right here you see Karen Weekly holds up Sophia Knight. Sophia Knight has incredible speed, but there's an unsaid rule in softball that you never want to make your first out at home. So with no one out, bases loaded, this is the exact position they want to be. And in holding Sophia Knight up, even though she has that speed, was the right call.
It happened right in front of Karen Weekly as well. And you could see on that replay when she put her hand up, Knight hadn't even made it to third base yet, so there was no way that she was going to change her mind to send her after the bobble. And Kalaporis has been greeted rudely here in Knoxville. Base hit. What could have gone down as an infield single officially went down into the fielder's choice, and now this little flare into left field. And with the bases full of Lady Vols, Ella Dodge gets her turn with the bases loaded. Penn State goes to the bullpen as well. They have arms loosening up there. They have a lot of depth down there. Kalaporis' first pitch. Dodge takes off the plate. Ball one.
And for Kalaporis, this is a tough position to be brought into. A really tight ball game against the #1 team in the country. You know what's on the line. This could be the biggest win maybe overall this entire year.
There is just a relentless mentality right now from Tennessee when it feels like their offense is in a slumber. They get jolted in a hurry. Kalaporis is 2-0. Dodge rips this to left. All the way back. All the way gone. Dodge demolishes a 2-0 pitch for a grand slam and a 4-1 Tennessee lead.
Ella Dodge, a veteran in this lineup, coming up when it matters the most. She does so well on inside pitches turning on this one, but this time goes oppo, letting that ball travel later in the zone and then staying through extension even longer. Just absolutely demolishes this ball. Puts all the pressure on Kalaporis, the freshman pitcher, in that situation, and then comes out on top.
Ella Dodge, grand slam home run. She was the catalyst for Tennessee reaching the Women's College World Series last year with a solo shot in the first inning of a 1-0 win against Nebraska. She is no stranger to the big moment and delivers again here in Knoxville.
And Ella Dodge, although she's that redshirt sophomore, she came in early to get acclimated, to learn the system, and I think that is shown with her at bats now. She plays like an upperclassman and a veteran, but that's because she took the time to come to Tennessee early to learn as much as she could, so that when she gets in these moments, even though it's her sophomore year, she's ready to execute because she's been there and done that many times throughout practice.
Pitch misses down and away, 1-2. So we started this inning talking about who was speaking in those little huddles. So whoever spoke in the last half inning, do they now have the rights the rest of the game to speak every half inning?
I would absolutely give them the rights.
Holly down swinging, first out of the inning.
That's impressive by Kalaporis to get the very next out, going up to Tay Hawley. Coming off the left side, lefty to lefty matchups are oftentimes hard for the batters, and Kalaporis just wasting no time going right at Tay Hawley to get the out.
A grand slam home run from Ella Dodge has given Tennessee a lead. They hadn't trailed after the 4th inning in any game this year. They've done so in back-to-back. With the 5th inning, they have turned things on. Clark rolls this to first. Finarelli steps on the bag. So after the home run and the slip shot start to the inning, Kalaporis has responded well.
And sometimes as a freshman, you just got to get the first jitters out, something to lock you in. And I definitely think that grand slam locked her in, because the previous couple at-bats, she's gone right at these batters and enticed them to hit pitchers' pitches.
Alana Leach now stands in. And she takes a strike right down the middle. Well, Penn State has 5 comeback wins this season. They'll have the top of the order due up in the 6th. Back-to-back sturdy pitches from Kalaporis. She has responded in a big way after that infield bunt single to begin the inning. Line drive, second base. Barbonente gobbles it up, and that ends the inning. But not before Tennessee strikes. Ella Dodge's grand slam has the #1 ranked team in the country out in front. It's 4-1 as we go to the 6th. Tennessee got off to a slow start. In the 5th inning, though, Ella Dodge got a pitch to hit and landed one in the bleachers and left.
She knew right off the bat with that. You could tell. She didn't even sprint out the box, and then she throws her hands up. I'm assuming Ella Dodge was that one that had that player-led meeting. She's one of the 4 members of the leadership council on this team. It's Ella Dodge, Emma Clark, Amaya Doyle, and then Carlin Pickens. And Karen Weekly spoke so highly of them. But if you're going to lead, one way to do it and one way to show it is to do it by example, just like Ella Dodge showed us.
Dodge, a redshirt sophomore on that leadership committee, and kickstarts Tennessee's offense in a major way. Lady Vols lead by 3 now, and Michaela Barbonente stands in, the leadoff batter for Penn State. Margetko delivers and misses with this pitch off the plate. And now how does Penn State respond, trailing by 3?
Sage Margetko doesn't give many good pitches to hit, and when she does, it's early in the count. So Penn State's seen her a few times throughout this lineup. They need to attack pitches just like that are over the plate early. It's easier said than done, though, because Sage Margetko's spin is so good, and she also can work every pitch with an off speed. But if I'm Penn State, I'm sitting a zone, and I'm going for it when it's there with no regrets.
Margetko so far 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit allowed. That was the home run from 1 acre in the 4th. This ball hit in the air to left field. Leach is over, on the run, makes the grab for the first out.
This Tennessee outfield hasn't had much action today. And Leach there in left field, just on her high horse right off the bat. A great read. And then keeps her glove tucked the entire time. And then at the last minute, pulls it out to be able to make the grab. If she reaches early, that can maybe go off the end of her glove.
You've played just about every position for Tennessee when you were a player here. Getting those reads in the outfield, how important is that to get that first step on a play like that?
The first step is everything, especially in left field. You deal with a lot of tails, oftentimes coming off left-handers' bats. So getting that first step, that read, puts you in a position to be able to go after every single ball.
Lee Walters with one out. 2-1 the count. Trying to flip the script here. Checks her swing. Cannot lay off. And it counts even at 2-2. Bounces it back to the box. Margetko has been busy today and makes another play, even with a low throw that earns a smile.
Another PFP right back to Sage Margetko. You can tell she's laughing because it wasn't the best throw to Emma Clark, but Emma Clark there at first base, just being athletic.
That's 4 ground balls right back to her in this game. Here is One-Acre, bounces it. And there's Margetko again, showing off the athleticism, this time with a 1-2-3 sixth.
Sage Margetko just moving her body, getting in front of yet another ball back to her. This one against One-Acre, so it really clutch out and then being able to under toss it for the easy out to Emma Clark.
To the bottom of the 6th we go. Tennessee leads 4-1. Tennessee steps to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning with a 4-1 advantage thanks to the grand slam from Ella Dodge in the 5th inning. Alongside Riley West, Michael Watrang, and our entire crew, grateful to have you along for the ride in this matchup here today. And the first pitch to the right-handed hitting Maddie Rutan is in there for a strike, rather. Well, I wonder what Karen Weekly will think of her team even if they win this game going away from Penn State, with a performance overall today, and what her message will be for the group moving forward.
One of their goals this weekend was to be ready from the start, have consistency, and no hiccups. And I think to Coach Weekly, she might think that there's a couple hiccups in this game. Maybe a slower start, so not ready from the start, but it's impressive the fight that they've had. Oftentimes teams can tense up when it gets later in a ball game, but to see them fight, especially later in the ball game, has been impressive. Not every single game you're going to score a ton of runs in the first couple innings. You have to give credit to opposing pitchers. They're trying to win too. And they're throwing their best stuff, especially when they see that number 1 next to your name.
Rutan fouls it off. Well, there's no doubt about it. In conference play, that's when things really amplify. But in non-conference play, that's when you want to see a little bit of everything. You want to see your team dominate some games. You want to see your team be off to slow starts in some games. You want to see pitching go well, and how do the hitters handle things when things aren't going well. You want to see a variety of things. And I think at the very least, Karen Weekly will look back on today as a day where her team might not have had their best performance, might not have had their A game, but found a way. The pitchers in Aaron Newer and Sage Margetko did their job, and eventually the batters found their rhythm. There might not be those glaring moments, but if I'm looking at this game right now, I'm looking at my score sheet, Britton was so good. But think about that 4th inning. She threw 25 pitches. She walked a couple batters. There were some good at-bats in that sequence, and that eventually ended her day. And had she stayed out there for perhaps another inning, who knows what Tennessee would have had happen in that 5th inning when they struck for 4.
Exactly. It's always a tough call as a coach. So Coach Crowell making that decision to go to the lefty freshman, Kalaporis, you never know what could happen. But I think it was the right decision because the top of the lineup for Tennessee was coming back up. And now you know that Britton was successful, so when you play Tennessee again later in the Invitational Tournament, you know you can go back to her.
Showing bunt is Faw this time, and she backs away. Rutan has been on base 3 times today. And these two teams will get the day started tomorrow at 3 p.m. Tennessee gets Penn State and the North Carolina Central tomorrow, and then wraps it up on Sunday against Appalachian State. Penn State came in with the longest winning streak in the Big Ten, 10 straight since February 13th. Lost to Incarnate Word that day by a 1-run margin. Good bunt here from Faw. She gets another good one down. It's her second sacrifice bunt of the day, and over to second base goes Rutan.
Bella Faw doing the job that Coach Karen has told her to do, and that's turning the lineup over any way she can. She told Bella Faw she does not have to have the highest slugging percentage. She doesn't have to hit home runs and long balls and balls in the gap. She just has to turn that lineup over, and with getting down these bunts today, she has executed perfectly.
Sophia Knight stands in, bounces it back to the circle. Kalaporis throws to first to get the out. Alert base running from Rutan gets her over to third.
Rutan even had a little bit of a hesitation, but needs to know that with a left-handed pitcher who has to turn her back to you, if she's not looking for you, just go ahead and go to third base.
So with 2 outs and the runner at third base, here's Gabby Leach. It's been on base all 3 times today. Takes off the plate. Penn State's day tomorrow. We'll see Appalachian State to start the day. That'll be a 12:30 p.m. local time first pitch. And then it'll be Tennessee in the nightcap. Tough day on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. You're looking forward to the top of the 7th inning. It'll be the heart of the lineup due up for Penn State. Clausewitz, Finarelli, Lido due up. Right now, the difference is 3.
And that's where Coach Crowell said that this team, Penn State, is going to have to keep Tennessee. She said, we have to find a way to keep this offense to 3 or less runs.
Bouncing ball out to short. Walters gobbles it up, scoots, throws, and gets Leach to end the inning. So a leadoff walk does not come back to haunt Penn State this time around on a solid play by Walters out at short, and Kalaporis retires 6 of the final 7 that she sees and now hopes that her offense can get things cooking. We go to the 7th. Number 1 Tennessee leads it 4-1. Number 1 ranked Tennessee has not given up multiple runs in any game this season. If Penn State are to make a comeback, they will need the offense to come through here in the 7th. And they have the heart of the lineup due up against Sage Marjetko, who has been nearly untouchable today. Has given up just the 1 solo home run to 1 acre in the 4th. Rick Clausewitz leads things off, and top-ranked Tennessee looking to make it 16-0 to begin the season. And if you're Penn State, what's your approach against Marjetko in this inning, knowing that she's been aggressive early in counts?
You have to be aggressive and choose the right pitch early, something over the heart of the plate. Her off-speed has been so effective, no one's been able to barrel that up, so you have to look hard, and then you have to have that pass-the-bat mentality, meaning you are not trying to win the game yourself with one swing. Hit something hard on a line, get a base runner for your team, and then the next person passes it to the next batter.
Clausewitz has struck out and grounded out so far today. It's on the outside corner for a called strike. Marjetko has been dialed in, hasn't needed more than 18 pitches in any inning in this game. There's a strike. 1-2, and I can't imagine what it's like as an opponent thinking to yourself, well, Erin Neuer was really good, 6 innings, 1 earned run, and then Marjetko's been really good. She's closing in on 7 innings, 2-2. And all the while, you have the back-to-back reigning SEC Pitcher of the Year, Carlin Pickens, who hasn't even picked up the ball so far this weekend.
That's how deep this staff is, that we've gone through 2 games. SEC Pitcher of the Year is on the bench, and we haven't even mentioned her because they haven't even gotten to a position where they need to make a pitching change and bring her in. So as an opposing team, that's extremely intimidating, that there's almost 3 number 1 pitchers that can come in at any time.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Clausewitz takes a ball that skips up there. It's 3-2.
Great at-bat so far by Clausewitz, especially taking that down pitch that earlier in the game these Penn State batters were going for. Clausewitz is one of those players that is a leader and can rally up this team, so who better in this moment in the 7th that you went up to bat?
Takes off the inner half. Ball 4, second walk issued by Marjetko, and a leadoff base runner for Penn State here in the 7th, down by 3.
A borderline pitch on this inside corner, but Clausewitz just taking it right below the knee. You could hear some of the Tennessee fans, they wanted that pitch, but also because it's the end of the game, things are getting a little bit tighter, and putting a leadoff batter on ends up creating some havoc.
Here's Finarelli. Takes a strike on the outside corner. She has struck out twice in the game. The freshman trying to get the line rolling along here. And they actually use a pinch hitter here. So Finarelli, who had struck out twice, is done, and Macy Chamberlain comes in. She takes a strike. It's 1-2. Chamberlain hit .321 a year ago with 3 home runs, and the sophomore with the task of trying to get the next batter up there with the tying run on base.
Another good take by this Penn State lineup, this time with Chamberlain. The pitch right before this was just 1 ball, even a half ball different from that one. So coming in as a pinch hitter and having this eye is very impressive.
There's strike 3 called.
And Sage Marjetko set her up with that perfectly, working hard and in on that inside corner throughout that bat. And then once she goes outside, it almost just freezes Chamberlain. She hasn't expected it, hadn't seen it throughout that pinch at bat.
So Marjetko gets punch out number 9. She has struck out double figures in each of her last 2 appearances. Bouncing ball to first base. Clark picks it up, will step right on the line in order to tag Lido. To second base goes Clausewitz. And with 2 outs, it'll all come down to Madison Seidel.
If you're Seidel, you still have to think past the bat mentality. Even if you did have that one big swing, that home run, you're still needing one more run. So have that past the bat mentality, hit something hard on the line, and give the batter behind you a chance as well.
Margetko begins this at bat with the off-speed pitch that drifts low. The 1-0 is in there for a strike.
And that pitch waist high might be the best pitch Seidel gets for this entire at bat. She needs to attack early as soon as she sees it over that heart of the plate.
Swings and misses there. Throw down to second. Not in time. That was a close play. And I wonder if we'll get a challenge here. That was tight.
Elsa Morrison, the freshman behind the plate, has been impressive all day. Very close play with that tag from Ella Dodge. Even Elsa behind the plate started to give a fist bump.
No challenge. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That throw down to second is just something you don't expect as a runner late in the game. So that was a really good move by Elsa Morrison, the freshman.
Margetko uncorks. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 3 consecutive starts for Margetko with 10+ strikeouts. She fans 10, and #1 Tennessee takes down Penn State 4-1.
Coach Weekly told us before the game that this is the best she has ever seen Sage Margetko pitch, and I have to agree. She worked every quadrant in every zone throughout this game. She had control the entire time, heavily relied on that off speed, but then here at the end goes right back up, sneaks under the bat to strike out to win the game.
Margetko gets the strikeout. Tennessee comes back in both games today to get wins, and now they'll try for a quick start tomorrow against Penn State and NC Central.
Absolutely. Tennessee was put in a different position tonight, coming from behind in later innings, and that's why they're the #1 team in the country, because they showed that they have that fight. They never got too tense, stayed disciplined, and at the end of the day, they dominated.
Tennessee takes both today. They are 16-0 to begin 2026. Ella Dodge's grand slam capitalizes the final matchup. And we're back at it tomorrow, 3 p.m., Penn State, Tennessee, right here at Sherry Parker Lee Stadium. For our partner today, Riley West, and our entire crew here in Knoxville, I'm Michael Watrang signing off. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon as the Lady Vols win both games today, 9-1 and 4-1. Good night, everybody.